We are going to be cooking the dish that won me Guys Grocery Games. This is my go-to dish to do something quick, delicious, and affordable. Gonna put a little amount of oil in there. In the recipe, I called for chicken breasts. And so what you want to do is butterfly, which means cutting those in half because they're really thick and they'll take a long time to cook. Or you can go and buy them already done right into the pan. And I'm going to wash my hands. Very important that you do not cross-contaminate, especially with chicken. Cup and a half of basil. I'm going to zest lemon. I'm going to pour my lemon juice in there. And we're going to add Parmesan cheese, garlic, chili, pistachios. Then I'm adding a little more heat because, again, I really like heat. So I'm adding those chili flakes in there. Salt and pepper. So what we're going to do is pulse this for a few seconds, and then we're going to add our oil in there. So that is my delicious pesto. All right, so how to check if your chicken is done? There's a few ways. So you have, if you have a meat thermometer, check it. 165 is what you want to cook chicken to, but I also go by feel. So I'm going to touch the chicken, and if it's really springy, that means it's not done. If it's firm, that means it's done. Those brown bits that are in that pan, that's flavor. So we're gonna add a liquid to that to deglaze it so that we don't lose any of that flavor. It adds flavor to the dish. Water is boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and add the penne. And that's just gonna take a few minutes to cook. Save at least a cup of pasta water anytime you're making a pasta dish, because when you add that to your sauces, it adds a lot of flavor because there's starch in this. It's also a thickener to your sauce. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to deglaze the pan. Again, we're adding this and turn my pan on. Just a little bit, not a lot. And I'm going to scrape those bits off. Show you folks. So here's these brown bits in here. We added the liquid and we're scraping it. That is deglazing your pan. That is flavor to your dish. Looking good, looking good. So these little guys, they can be a pain in the butt to cut. You don't want to just cut one at a time. It takes forever. You'll be here all day. So a little trick is I put my hand down on them and I just cut right through the center. If you're afraid of cutting your hand, you can use a plate. Put the plate right on top, hold it down, and cut. Boom. And they're all cut in half, just like that. All right, I'm gonna add a little oil to this pan just so these can start sauteing and blistering. We want to make sure we blister these tomatoes. All right, so we are going to deglaze the pan again with our heavy cream. Pour that in there. I got this on a medium high. We want this sauce to reduce. We are going to add the pesto into this sauce, but first I want to kind of cook this sauce down just a little bit so that it has time to thicken. All right, and so when I cut chicken, I cut, or any meat, I cut on a bias, which is an angle. So I cut on a very sharp bias, just like this. So now I'm going to add the pesto into the sauce. Getting a nice green flavor. You can see, whoop, there it is, that it's starting to thicken. You want it to be thick enough to cover the back of your spoon, okay? And that it doesn't just like drip off. This is just slow drip. You don't want it running off. We're gonna check our pasta. Oh yeah, I can already tell it's perfectly done. Okay, so we're taking that off. So I'm gonna say about half a cup. I'm gonna pour it right into this sauce. Oh, that sauce smells so good. And we're going to throw it right into our pot. All right, folks. Fun time plating. So good. My store was out of burrata cheese, so I got these little mozzarella pearl cheese, which works just fine. If you have burrata, you take them and you kind of tear it and you add it in. I'm doing the same with the little pearl mozzarellas because they do the same thing. We're going to add our beautifully cut chicken right on top, and then we're going to finish it with our pistachios and a squeeze of lemon juice. This adds some nice brightness to it. Well, this is the dish. It's a delicious pasta dish. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed.